Hi guys, this is Mrs. Hill. This is our second lesson from our book this week, Naming the Cat. Today we will do pages 12 through 19. We will take a look at some vocabulary words here in just a minute, and we will see what happens to our cute little black kitty cat and his new family today. So let's take a look at our skill packet before we go any further. Yesterday we looked in lesson 1, we looked at questions 1, 2, and 3. Question 2 and 3, we were still looking at exploring the answers to those questions. Number 2, we decided yesterday after the second lesson, we would go back and review how this cat came to live with this family. And question 3, there were lots of names being tossed around for this cute little kitty cat. So we'll see if we need to add to this question before we complete it. We'll see if we get to question 4 today. Question 4 is, what do they end up naming the cat? They is the family in this story. And the second part of that question is, why do they name him that? So we're going to see how our story progresses, what happens today to our cute little kitty. So we're going to do pages 12 through 19. So here we are with this sweet little kitty looking in the mirror. And on page 12, the word impatient shows up in our story. Mom gets impatient trying to name the cat. Why do you think the mom's getting impatient? Do you think she wants her name to be the name she suggested to be used for the new family pet? Or do you think she just wants this kitty cat to have a name? So we'll find out why mom's getting impatient about that. Oh, look. More names. Looks like maybe there's some more names being tossed around for this sweet little kitty. Page 14, here we go. If anybody out there has a cat, you know they knock stuff over. I don't think they do it on purpose, but my black cat, he's into everything. So let's take a look right here at the word knocked. And on page 15, we have the word lucky. So you look at the illustrations as I give you a little question to think about before we read. The cat tries to catch a fly. As he leaps up, a glass vase knocked off the table. Why does mother say he is lucky? Why does mother say he is a lucky cat? I don't know. That irritates me when my cats knock stuff over. Pages 16 and 17. So here we are back to these fun little speech bubbles. So in this story, looks like the mom and the dad both have these little speech bubbles. And inside this speech bubble, there's a picture. It helps you illustrate their thoughts. So let's see on page 16, the word explain shows up for us right here. Dad has to explain his names. So the dad must have come up with a couple names for the kitty, and he's trying to explain his names to the family, trying to maybe plead the case to get his name selected. And then here we've got the mom on page 16. Looks like she's getting ready to do the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry, on page 17. And then on page 18 and 19, look at the kitty cat. Must be outside playing. Cats love to play with stuff. So on page 19, our word is nameless. Think about that for a minute. Nameless. The cat does not mind being nameless. So the cat seems to be enjoying himself with or without a name, but his family desperately wants him to have a name. So let's see what happens. This part of our story, naming the cat. Mom was impatient. She wanted to name the cat now. Let's just look at him, she urged, and name what you see. Shadow, Mittens, Half Moon, Captain Midnight, Panda, Vanilla Fudge. We still could not agree on one name. Maybe, Dad said, the cat will do something that will tell us his name. I think this is going to be an important part for the rest of our story, this particular sentence. Maybe, Dad said, the cat will do something that will tell us his name. So these quotation marks, remember when you're reading something, these quotation marks mean somebody's getting ready to talk. And right here, it tells us that Dad said, maybe the cat will do something that will tell us his name. So let's see. Meanwhile, the cat made himself at home. He was young and frisky. One day he tried to catch a fly as it buzzed around the house, leaping up to catch it. The cat knocked a glass vase off the table, but the vase fell into the chair cushion and didn't break. Well, the vase didn't break, but I guarantee you the chair cushion got all wet. Mother scooped up the cat and stroked its head. "You are a lucky cat," she said. That night, Dad offered a couple of new names. He was a scientist and had to explain them. Orca, Dad suggested. That's a killer whale. Black on top and white below, just like our kitty. Or how about Nimbus, a dark rain cloud? Mom, who was a teacher, said, I would rather call the cat Nimble, which means quick and agile. That name... Let's go back, I'm sorry. Mom was a teacher and said, I would rather call the cat Nimble, which means quick and agile, than name it after a rain cloud. See, here he is up here, a little illustration of what it means to be nimble. The cat did not seem to mind being nameless. Sometimes we let him explore outside near our house. He chased wind-blown leaves and caught insects to eat. When he called kitty, 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 he came to the door, happy to return home. So that's as far as we are going to read today. So I think we've got our answer to question 2 on your skill sheet. So again, if you've got 2 tabs open, you can go back and forth between the video and your skill packet. The cat came to be part of the family when? I'm going to go back to part of yesterday's lesson. Yesterday we read page 8. Is anyone missing a cat? We asked all over the neighborhood. The cat seemed to be ours. So I think you can finish that sentence. I'm going to make you a note here on page 8. I think that information should finish that sentence for you. The cat came to be part of the family when? And then you finish the sentence. Okay? We'll put a period at the end of it when you're finished. Alrighty? And again, question number 3, what are some of the names they think of for the cat? Some more names popped up today in the story. I like this one, Vanilla Fudge. That'd be a fun little name for a cat. So again, lots more names on page 13. And then even over on page 16 and 17, there are more names. Okay? We are going to answer that in a complete sentence. Some of the names they think of for the cat are... And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How about we put 9, 10? You list 10 of the names from our story that the family came up with. Okay? So on pages 13, there's a bunch of names. And on page, let's see what other page, 11, there's all kinds of names listed. So here's page 11, lots of fun names there. And then on page 13, there's a bunch of names also. So you should be able to come up, just pick your favorites. If you even want to go over into the names that the mom and dad suggested, you can. But I think between pages 11 and 13, you should be able to come up with the ones that you like the most. Question number 4, we're going to hit that today. We're going to at least get our question restated to begin our answer. We might not fill the answer in until, let me rephrase that. We won't fill our answer in until the end of lesson 3. We don't have all the information yet, but we can go ahead and get that part of our question finished up. What do they end up naming the cat? So we're going to start right here where I highlighted for you. And they is the family, okay? But we're going to say they end up naming the cat. And then we're going to fill in his name right here once we come to that part of our story, okay? Second part of our question says, why do they name him that? You're going to start a second sentence. They name him that, and I'm going to put in because. That's our transition word that ties that sentence together. It ties the subject and the predicate together. They name him that because. We're not going to finish that question today. We don't quite know what his name is yet or why the family named him that. So we will finish that in lesson 3. But for today, you can go ahead and get your sentences started, leaving them incomplete. I drew a blank line because I'm doing it paper pencil. But you, on your Google Classroom document, as you type, just don't finish it. Skip down a couple sentences or a couple spaces, and then you can type the second part of that question in there. Okay, so when we get done with lesson 3, we'll go back and fill that in. We'll see what the cat's name is and why they named him that. As always, if you have any questions, I'm available through Remind. Don't hesitate to reach out with questions, or if you're having a hard time with your skill packet in Google Classroom, you can reach out through that as well. And I'll be happy to help you in any way I can. See you tomorrow.